YouTubers, we are back at the club for another day of training. Hopefully it didn't scare too much of you with the skydiving footage. Just been looking through footage that I have on the computer, just putting that in the start of the videos. Let me know in the comments below if you appreciate it or should stop that. But now it's time. The weather is a bit windy, it's a bit wet, but now it's time to go in and get changed, get ready for the first session, which I believe is on the water. And we're in the crew room, we've got food. There's food as fuel, and we've got the lights at the table. And now time to recover before the next session after a wonderful session with Robson in the pair. Oh, yeah. And now I'm going on the erg since Mr. Robson is just still recovering from his illness, and I'm just gonna chill out too, making sure I'm not blowing like I did yesterday. It's all about being a long season. Spoke to the coaches about it. It's all about that consistency like I've spoke about before. So I'm gonna erg now, and then that'll be it for today. Alright, let's get to it. And we've got a few guys that are doing the Hansa Cup in Germany in a couple of weeks, preparing for some fast-paced rowing in the air.
I'll stay in bed. I still got the feeling that you're next to me, stuck in my head. When lights go off, you're everything that I could ever want. Your type so.
And we made it to the crew room after a lovely erg, and Sholto is causing a disaster. And like I said before, it's all about recovery, all about making sure everything's going well, and not being too proud to just back off just a little bit to make sure everything is right. Like yesterday I blew very hard in that 20k, losing 4 kilos, and it's not so easy to recover, so we're looking at different things, eating a lot of fuel, because food is fuel. Alright, let's get to it and have some more recovery time. Alright. Okay, and we've made it to the library today with Stu. I said the other day with a Q&A opportunity with an Olympian from 2016 in Rio. This is Stuart Innes. His Instagram will be around in the screen somewhere. And we're going to ask him some questions from the Q&A questions from the vlog the other day. And we'll start off, and you saw him on the ski erg as well.
Fun machine.
Giving it, ripping some fat numbers. You have some world records, or had some world records in ski erg?
Unofficial, I have one.
And what one
Don't
was that?
publish data, but
He unofficially has
I
one.
didn't do it. The half hour.
So like Big Phil has the speed, and you have the
Yeah.
endurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the one that's not fun.
So we'll get right into the questions for the Q&A for Stu, since he has experienced the Olympics and all it has to offer. So he raced in the pair in 2016 with Alison Clare. Okay, so one of the first questions: when did you realize that you wanted to pursue rowing as a major focus of your life? Did it sneak up on you, or did you plan to be an athlete? And as a continuation of that question, when did the Olympics become a goal?
So the Olympics were pretty much a goal from the start.
What's the start?
So I started rowing at 13 at school. As soon as I realised I wanted to be competitive at rowing, that was probably about 16, 17, the Olympics were a goal, but I didn't let anyone know. So the Olympics were a goal probably from about the age of 16, but my goals didn't really become clear to everyone else probably until I left university in 2012. So that's what, 5 years? 5 years of actually rowing and thinking that was a goal for myself, and then I sort of made a statement of intent by moving to Leander, and then from there the rest is history. It took me quite a long time to get into the team, but you know, I made it. So.
And so you weren't, so when you, about 16, when you were like, okay,
Yeah, so 16 was the first point. There was a GB France match. I didn't actually go to that, but because I fell off my bike and broke my collarbone, nice. Then I actually made it into the Junior World Champs in the pair in 2008, and that's when my ambitions became sort of a reality. Like, I trained pretty hard, and I knew that I was on the cusp of being good enough. But it was from that point on that I knew that I was capable of doing it. But there was obviously a long road between there and actually it being a reality.
And you got there eventually. And
yeah,
hopefully to the next one. So it was a hard grind from essentially when you was like 16 to onwards, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, there was lots of ups and downs in that, and there was times when I thought I would stop rowing. I think my rowing career has probably been a lot about whether I'd stay in the sport or not. After my first year at uni, I was really ill, had a lot of setbacks, and then I thought, I might have a year off and enjoy uni a bit. And then I thought, I've got this, and I'm going to go for it. And so that's what I did. And every year, I didn't quite make it, or it wasn't quite good enough, and I just pushed myself further and further. And suddenly found myself at the point where I'm better than I was last year every year. And then finally in 2015, I broke into the team.
All right. Next question. What tips would you give a club rower like myself, this is from Sam Smith, who has to train every day on their own due to a lack of members and other commitments to the sport? For example, tips to stay focused and motivated at times.
Yeah, so training on your own is probably one of the hardest things you can do. My question to you would be, what do you want to get out of it? If you enjoy it, do it as much as you can. The main reason for rowing is enjoyment. At club level, it's fun to push yourself and it's fun to compete against other people. To do it on your own is really hard, but as long as you're enjoying it, and that's the bottom line, then keep going. And if there's another club or another group that you can join that train nearby, then don't train yourself to death, because actually joining another group, you might have more fun. And training in a group's so much better than training on your own.
Indeed, it's so much easier when you're with a group to push off of them as well, rather than constantly, okay, I've got this split or this.
Yeah, it's really easy to like stagnate your training if you're training on your own, particularly, which I've found particularly over the last year or so. I've been injured and done a lot of training on my own.
So enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Yes, that is the main one. Enjoy yourself and try and find some friends.
From George Miles, where is your favourite place to race in the world apart from Henley?
Apart from Henley, Henley's obviously the top. There's no competing with Henley. So Lucerne is fantastic to go and race. It's just a really sort of close-knit where you can walk to the racing and it's great fun, but it's not the best place to support because you can't really see a lot from the bank. So I get a lot of stick from my family when it's like, Lucerne, it's the best regatta ever. No, it's terrible. We're not coming.
We can't see it.
But my family loves to go to Poznan.
Okay.
Because it's just a great city, I think.
Next question from Tom Russell. So this is quite pertinent to you, especially this past year. So Stu has been training, like he said, by himself because of an injury. So this is a question relating to that. Tips on restarting training following an injury.
Yeah, right. So obviously it depends on your injury and it depends what you've done to yourself and what you've had to do and how long you've had to have off because of your injury. So my first tip would be, don't do it all at once. Don't do that. You'll just hurt yourself again and have to start all over, and it'll be really frustrating. And you're going to have ups and downs when you're coming back from injury, particularly when you're, as we talked about in the last question, training on your own. That's the hardest part. But when you're coming back from injury, you need to just start slow, build up, and just do what you can. don't try and overdo it. Don't try and push on to rowing too soon, because you'll put yourself back in a much worse position than you already are. So start with what you can do and just make sure you build up slowly. Just monitor yourself day by day and try not to overdo it over the course of a week, or just like one session. Get too competitive with yourself, because that's often the easiest thing to do when you've been out for a while and you want to show that you're fit and you want to get back in a club boat and you want to start racing again, or a school boat. So just take your time and make sure everything's right. Would be my main tips.
Agreed. And then again, we spoke about enjoyment. If you can enjoy coming back, and it is if you're consistent as well, that can be part of the enjoyment. As soon as you do that, maybe push too hard and then drop down because you've tried too hard or too many sessions or whatever, then enjoyment can drop.
Yeah, I think the main thing is, are you better than you were yesterday? And that's what I ask myself all the time. If you're better than you were yesterday, then you'll get some satisfaction out of that. But if you go too far and push it too hard, then the answer will be no, and you'll be really annoyed with yourself. So yeah, take it slow and enjoy it.
This is from Ivan Melamud. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Usain Bolt saw off 100 chicken nuggets in a well-publicised post-event takedown. What were the most impressive stats you registered in the Athletes Village?
I think you mean the Athletes McDonald's, for one. Yes.
So there's many different restaurants in there?
Yes, there are lots of different restaurants. There's like a massive food hall with a buffet. It was actually the biggest marquee. I actually don't want to say that. That's probably wrong.
Big marquee.
It was a big marquee. My most impressive stat: I had 21 McChicken sandwiches.
Full size
McChicken sandwiches.
So is that more than 100 chicken nuggets, or more?
I'd say that's about to go with more. Yeah.
And did anyone in the team do better than that? Or was that just you decided to eat chicken nuggets?
I mean, I was just hungry.
What is your favourite thing to eat before and after a session? From Cameron KLT.
It depends when the session is in the day. I like eating porridge for breakfast. I just find it helps me last through training. Often times you bonk, you just have no energy, gone. You need yam.
More yam.
So more yam. Yeah, you need some carbs to get some yam down. And then, so after a session, probably a big meal, chicken, pasta. My housemate eats sort of 2 kilos of pasta a week, which is impressive. I'm not that. I don't compete with that.
Favorite meal, full stop.
Favorite meal, full stop. Pizza.
There's no for what? Homemade Domino's, Pizza Express,
Chicago Town takeaway.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I heard a gold-winning Olympian said that he had a better feeling winning Nat Schools than he did winning the Olympics. Would you agree? From Mike Baker.
Obviously, I haven't won the Olympics, so I can't really answer that question. But what I will say is that there's no feeling like winning with your best friends. And when you're at school, those are the guys that you'll train with them for 5 years, go all the way through school. So to win Champ 8s at the end of school, that's a massive thing. Or Champ Quads even. Like any school boat class, to win with your teammates is a really great feeling. And the guys that I was at school with, I'm still really, really good friends with. So that was a fantastic feeling, and they supported me when I was out in Rio. So yeah, there's a lot behind that, and it's a really hard event to win because a lot of it's luck. You can't choose who you end up at school with, whereas going to the Olympics and getting there, everyone has the same goal, and you don't choose who you're in a boat with, despite the fact that I had a great pairs partner. And then but the guys you have at school, you'll have trained with them probably for the longest time you'll train with any group for, and you'll have a hell of a lot in common with them because you'll have classes with them if you're at school together. So yeah, very different feeling, but I wouldn't really want to compare them. The Olympics is pretty crazy.
Agreed. All right, and that will be it for the Q&A for today. Thank you very much, Stu.
Thank you.
And Did I put your if I've not put his Instagram up, it's here. Just if you want to slide into his DM and ask him any other questions. And that will be it for the Q&A section for today. Don't know if I've said thanks already. Thank you very much.
Thank you, YouTubers.
Anything you would like to say apart from that?
No, that's it.
Okay. Okay, and we'll see you later on in the day. Thank you all. And we've made it out of the club and we've got time with the lads to go get a haircut. Oh yeah, because my hair's getting too long. The lads' hair's getting too long. Oh yeah. So we're going to go to the Turkish barbers perhaps, like we did before with Adam. Maybe get a shave as well. Oh. Let's get to it. And we've made it outside of the hair cuttery. We've all got our haircuts and we're all looking fresh. Oh yeah. Look at that. And Will Smith's here as well. Yeah. Now to head back to the club. All right. And we've made it outside of the club, picked up all my stuff, and that is it for my day today. Just going to rest and recover. That is maximum priority for the next probably week or so, to make sure I'm not just blowing every day like I did yesterday, because that put me in quite a deep hole, and then I'll run the risk of becoming ill and then delaying training and all that sort of stuff. So what I'm going to try and do is just, like I've discussed already and before, is make sure I'm being consistent, make sure my recovery is good recovery, and also make sure I'm not just kind of ignoring my body when it's saying it's tired. I think that's probably the best things. And also had quite a few videos sent of how to pronounce my last name, Buchan. So I've chosen a couple of videos that are probably the best ones. One, the best pronunciation that was wrong, and one that is the pronunciation of said name. So here they are. Here is the best wrong one.
It's pronounced Buchan.
And here is the correct way to say my last name.
Cameron Buchan.
So that is Cameron Buchan. So I've had Buchan, Buchanan, but for me it's Buchan, like Loch with a CH, but Buchan. So it's not a K, but really it's alright. It's all part of. It doesn't really matter. It's just interesting. Some people ask me how you say my name, and that's how you say it. So Cameron Buchan. And that is it for the episode for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Even the skydive footage this morning, as well as the Q&A with Stu. Like I said before, the other day with the Q&A questions vlog episode, they have so much experience, and just talking to them about anything, whether it's anything training related in general, is huge, because just have so much experience. But even just outside of training as well, is just have so much experience to draw on that I may not have, and why not just ask them, because it's a simple question. Alright, that will be it for the episode today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Remember, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and as always, Yam Squad, have a good one.